Valentine's Day has a bad rap, and understandably so. Horny young people and depleted elderly couples clog our periphery with their kissing and their hand-holding and their perfume in red and pink. It's enough to make a man consider joining the monastery, to be honest. But for all the buffoonery associated with this unreal holiday, it did create one of the best nights of my life. Years ago, I took my then-girlfriend to a small Italian restaurant in Mulvane, Kansas called Luciano's. Beautiful live music was playing. We drank a couple of bottles of wine, we exchanged gifts, we looked lovingly at one another, and it began snowing on the way back home. It was truly surreal. I didn't think dates like that were possible. It burned a hole in my wallet, but isn't that what money is for? To spend on things that matter, like loved ones and nights of fancy? For a moment, I became one of those gushy romantics that the single folks managed to hate the entire time. But I didn't regret it, and I don't regret giving in to Hallmark or to Hershey's. Those companies facilitated a space for that night to occur, and for that, I am grateful. But this isn't about romance. This year's a little bit different. Why? Well, I'm single, so the pessimism surely is not far behind. I could buy one of those Valentines for myself, the singing ones that you read about in buzz-in announcements, but that's pretty pathetic. I could coerce another single friend into hanging out, but again, very pathetic. By default, and also intentionally, Valentine's Day is actually two holidays. The one that celebrates romantic love, blah blah blah, and another one that laments the lonely ones. National Singles Awareness Day, or appropriately, SAD, is apparently a real thing these days according to Wikipedia. The purpose is to just be present in your social vacuum. This may sound like perhaps one of the most depressing things that you could possibly do on February 14th, but it's not. I find that some young people have an increasingly difficult time simply being alone. They move from person to person like stepping stones in the hope that someday they'll find one worthy of standing on for eternity, till death do they part, or so the saying goes. Singles Awareness Day is an opportunity to feel alone for once, to know loneliness, to not scramble to cure yourself every time you feel crappy inside. Everyone, at least, should attempt to know themselves as they exist alone. To do so allows us to better understand our proclivities, our habits, and to discover what truly makes us happy. But you can't do this halfway. You have to feel what you feel and then think about it. One day is probably not enough. Hell, a whole week is probably not enough. So, next Thursday, if you're single and alone, consider staying that way for a little while. It's not that you don't deserve to be loved or that you won't at some point be loved, but being, or at least feeling alone is a fundamental condition of human life. Relax. Don't fight it. You're on your own. You're free to be yourself. When you think back on exes and past Valentine's dates, just remember that you were lucky enough to have that moment, and that more will likely have another one again. At least that's what I tell myself. Take care, and we'll see you lovebirds in the square.